First at 9.
A very good evening and welcome. This is News First Primetime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Ramesh Bandara.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Before we go into your stories in detail, let's take a look at the headlines.
Headlines on News First at 9.
Revelation that counterfeit 2,000 rupee notes are being circulated in the country. Brawl involving the chairman and deputy chairman of the Bentota Pradeshia Sabha. Time frame granted to Ranil Wickramasinghe by the United Bhikkhu Front to implement proposals expires tomorrow. Renowned journalist Susil Kindelpijay, who left the UNP, appointed as the chief electorate organizer of Kolonnawa for the Democratic Party.
News First at 9.
On our top story tonight, according to the police, a stock of counterfeit 2,000 rupee notes are circulating in the country.
The police say that the main suspect behind the counterfeit notes has been identified as a tuition master.
If you receive any currency notes bearing these numbers, then it is definitely a counterfeit and you have fallen victim to this criminal. You may have fake currency notes in your possession. If you have received such a currency note, please inform the nearest police station or inform the Criminal Investigations Department.
පැහැදිලිව ළඟම තියෙන පොලිසියට දරුම් දෙන්න නැත්නම් අපරාධ පරීක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට දරුම් දෙන්න.
Addressing a media briefing today, the police explained how an authentic 2,000 rupee note can be distinguished.
මේ රුපියල් 2000 නියම මුදල් නෝට්ටුවේ අත ගෑවොත්
This is an authentic 2,000 rupee note. If you feel the surface of the note, there is a clear edge. Even a person with visual impairments could feel it. In an authentic note, you can clearly see the lion watermark and the sword in its hand. The actual note also has 2,000 written in small lettering on the gold color strip. The words Central Bank of Sri Lanka are also present in small lettering. The fake notes do not have it. A fake note dissolves in water while a real one doesn't. Meanwhile, the stock of fake 2,000 rupee notes was discovered during a raid conducted in the Pothuarava area in Malabe, and 3 individuals, including the chief suspect, were taken into custody. The chief suspect has been identified as 32-year-old Nuan Kumara, a resident of Meegoda and a maths teacher by profession. The chief suspect is an individual who was previously arrested on charges of printing counterfeit currency and released on bail. If you have any information on his previous whereabouts, or if you have engaged in monetary transactions with this individual, call the Criminal Investigations Department on 0112 326670 or 0718 931 932.
A brawl broke out between the chairman and the deputy chairman of the Bentota Pradeshia Sabha.
Now, according to the police, both parties involved in the brawl have lodged complaints with the police. The Finance Committee of the Bentota Pradeshia Sabha convened this morning. Reports say that the chairman and deputy chairman of the Pradeshia Sabha had resorted to fisticuffs following the escalation of an argument. Subsequent to lodging complaints with the police, the Pradeshia Sabha chairman had been admitted to the Balapitiya Base Hospital, while the deputy chairman had been admitted to the Bentota Rural Hospital.
When I
was entering the Pradeshia Sabha from the ground floor, I could hear the deputy chairman using profanity and abusing a group of officials. Following the finance committee meeting, I made inquiries into this. He suddenly began abusing me in an insulting manner. He attempted to assault me with the day stamp of the Pradeshia Sabha. I pushed the deputy chairman as a defensive measure, as I did not want to be assaulted. After that, he came back to fight with me. During the finance committee meeting, I reprimanded an individual who had hired labourers for the Pradeshia Sabha. I reprimanded them regarding the failure to fix the lights. He had suddenly telephoned the chairman, and the chairman turned up from somewhere with 2 police officers. He then verbally abused me and my people. There was an argument. He started beating me in the face. The police say the deputy chairman was transferred to the Nagoda hospital this afternoon for further treatment. The Bentota police are conducting further investigations into the incident. On to our developing story tonight. Now, although the government has decided to withdraw 2 orders under the Strategic Development Projects Act, for which it was accused of attempting to legalize casinos, the furore surrounding the issue has still not subsided.
We are opposed to this because this is the government we created. The majority of those in the cabinet are persons who did not support the president in 2005. This government is our child. We cannot let it go astray. There is no opposition to speak of the rights and wrongs of the government. Therefore, it is now our duty to do so. Alcohol, prostitution and the underworld are 3 institutions that are bound with the casino industry.
ප්‍රධාන නගරය තුල කැසිනෝ හදන එකම තකතිරු රට මේ සකල සිරින් පිරි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවයි කියන එක ඉතාම වේදනාවෙන් උනා සිහිපත් කරන්න වෙනවා.
මේ කැසිනෝ පනත ඉල්ලාස් කර ගනු ලැබුවත් ආයෝජන ප්‍රවර්ධන ඇමතිවරයා ප්‍රකාශ කළා.
Although the casino bill has been withdrawn, the investment promotion minister has said that it will be introduced within a month with amendments. It has been proposed to bring the casino enterprise bill back to parliament with minor amendments and granting them some relief. Some people are saying that it will be amended to limit visitors to the casino to foreigners only.
විදේශිකයන්ට සීමා කරමින් මේ පනත යලිත් සංශෝධන සහිතව ගේන්න සූදානම් කරනවා කියන කාරණය.
පස්සට අරන් විතරක් හරියන්නේ මුළුමනින්ම කැසිනෝ ව්‍යාපාර ලංකාවේ නවත්තන්න.
It is insufficient to take a step backwards. The casino enterprise must be halted in Sri Lanka as a whole. They will start in Colombo by allocating roads and avenues. Facilities will be given for that. Then there is prostitution. Prostitutes will be brought down from Thailand, one of the easiest places in the world for the prostitution industry, and from other countries around the world. They will come from Katunayaka on the expressway in 15 minutes to DR Vijayawardhanamawatha. Then they will bring drugs into Sri Lanka. Which minister or son will get the contract to bring drugs? Then they will get people from the underworld to guard this. The country known as Sri Lanka will deteriorate officially and culturally.
Up next is Action TV.
A mobile office of the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission was declared open in Puttalam last Wednesday. Subsequently, a United Nations program was held parallel to the opening of the office at the Puttalam Town Hall with the participation of the chairman and several members of the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission. Questions were raised at this event regarding the failure of public officials to implement recommendations made by the SLHRC following examination of a complaint, citing a recent expose carried on Action TV.
That's a very relevant question that you have raised.
The chairman said that after he assumed the position of chairman of SLHRC, whenever instances have arisen where officials have failed to implement SLHRC recommendations, he has summoned the officials in question to the SLHRC and asked them to explain the failure to implement the recommendations. The chairman noted that when the explanation is justified, the SLHRC too accepts it, and that in instances where the explanation is not justified, the SLHRC initiates legal action against the official or officials in the Supreme Court, citing contempt of the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission. Furthermore, the chairman of the SLHRC noted that ever since he assumed duties, 99.9% of the recommendations made by the SLHRC have been implemented. The legal secretary of the commission elaborated on the statement made by the chairman regarding the incident on which the question was based. Regardless of what procedure is followed, in the event that there has been a violation of fundamental rights, then the Commission has the clear ability to take action against the official. There is no discrimination whatsoever. The Commission does not take into account the status of the individual. However, Action TV revealed that the cause upon which the SLHRC had decided that a complaint lodged with them need not be examined further was in fact a fraud. The SLHRC determined that they need not examine a complaint lodged challenging the irregular appointment of an unqualified individual to the position of Divisional Education Director of Walapane, as it had come to light that the individual in question had been removed from the position. However, citing unimpeachable evidence, Action TV pointed out last Wednesday that the individual in question continues to retain the position of Divisional Education Director of Walapane.
The 2013 Commonwealth Rally, organized by MTV and NBC networks together with the Ministry of Mass Media and Information and Sri Lanka Youth, arrived in Ambilipitia today.
The 2013 Commonwealth Rally commenced day 27 of its cross-country journey from Hambantota this morning. At a ceremony held in Hambantota this morning under the auspices of Minister of the Southern Provincial Council, SVP Ananda, the national flag of Tanzania was hoisted on the main flagstaff of the main float of the procession. A special needs child who participated in the ceremony expressed these views to us. I am very thankful to Sirasa. All the leaders of the world are coming to Sri Lanka. We welcome them with love. Thank you very much. Thereafter, the procession commenced today's leg of the journey. An event was held under the auspices of the Minister of Disaster Management Mahinda Amaravira in Ambalantota to welcome the 2013 Commonwealth Rally. The national flag of Tonga was hoisted on the main flagstaff at this event.
Sirasa හැමදාම ජනතාවගේ සිරසට දැනෙන යමක් කරපු නාලිකාව.
Sirasa is a channel that always does something that the people have felt. Sirasa commenced the first public awareness campaign regarding the Commonwealth program. This is not the first national service that Sirasa has undertaken. I know that Sirasa is the media network that has been at the fore at every instance of national importance. Because of Sirasa, they are speaking about the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting or Chogam in every village. We take this opportunity to express our respect and gratitude to Sirasa for this initiative. The Commonwealth Rally then recommenced the journey to Ambilipitia. The procession arrived in Ambilipitia this afternoon via the Nunagama Junction. A musical show was held at the Ambilipitia town this evening. The Commonwealth Rally will travel to Tangor via Midaniya and Birakatia tomorrow.
Another two individuals have handed themselves over to the police in connection to the attack on a procession in Matra, calling on Ranil Wickremesinghe to step down as UNP leader.
The police say the two suspects were produced before the Matra Magistrates Court this morning and were later released on sureties of 100,000 rupees each. Meanwhile, three suspects connected to the attack were produced in an identification parade today. A suspect by the name of Prasad Hettiarachi was identified by the witnesses. An activist of the National Youth Front, Prasad Hettiarachi, was identified by Newsfirst viewers as well.
Herman Gunratna Mahata අධිකරණයට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීමෙන් අනතුරුව
Herman Gunratna was produced in court today in connection to the Matra incident, and after facts were presented, the Honourable Magistrate announced today that a decision on whether bail will be granted will be made on the 5th of November. In addition, we must say that Mangala Samaravira carried out a mudslinging campaign saying that my father, Herman Gunratna, was a presidential advisor. But today, Mangala Samaravira does not have the ability to speak further because Mangala is outside and the person who is allegedly a presidential advisor remains inside. The people know that Mangala Samaravira tells blatant lies and that he is cruelly assaulting the UNPers and destroying the party.
පාක්ෂිකයන්ට ක්‍රූර ලෙස පහර දීපු මේ පක්ෂය විනාශ කරන්න ආපු කෙනෙක් කියන එක අද සක්සුදක්ෂේ පැහැදිලි.